Just to give you a little history about who I am, I grew up in a little small town, the same town that my dad grew up in, north of Cincinnati, Ohio. It was a small town at one time, it's not anymore. That's where I grew up. Pretty much at 18 years old, I went away to the United States Naval Academy. Worked really hard to get there, went away to the academy and became a commissioned officer in 1981. Went down to Navy flight training, became a pilot for the Navy, and was trained to fly helicopters. I flew the CH-53 Echoes on the side of that thing right there. It's the biggest helicopter in the free world. It's capable of carrying 55 combat ready Marines, and that's what we did, flying around the Philippines and also bounced around the South China Sea operations area off the carrier Midway. After 3 years of that fun, I went back to the States. I became an instructor pilot down in Pensacola flying fixed-wing aircraft, T-34 Charlies. I have over 1,000 instructor hours in there, taught everything from basic flying all the way to formation flying and acrobatics, and even to a point where I taught future instructors where it was called out-of-control flight, where we actually make the aircraft go up and go out of control and give it back to the instructor and say recover. That was always fun. After that, just some of the highlights of my career have been, I've been a commanding officer of 128 hard-charging sailors that supported the carrier USS Theodore Roosevelt. I have served at the Pentagon, at the Navy Command Center, which is the hub of naval operations, and fortunately my old duty station was destroyed on 9/11. I served at NATO in the Strategy and Policy Division of the Supreme Allied Command Atlantic, protecting our strategic assets there. I truly believe that my military background is going to be absolutely vital in the turbulent times that at least I see ahead of us. After after I got back to duty, I went with Northwest Airlines, and I flew everything from the small little DC-9s that we get a shoehorn to get in, to all the way up to the 747s, where I sat as a flight engineer on the side saddle, as we call it, on the 747s, flying cargo out of Anchorage, Alaska. As a pilot, I had to become a member of a union. It's a closed shop. So I've seen all kinds of union activities. I've been on strike, I've walked picket lines, I have seen my company go through one heck of a terrible bankruptcy, emerge, become acquired by another company, and in that process I lost 10 years of hard-fought seniority. I've had my pension frozen, and I was daggone glad to have a pension, and I've been laid off for 2 years. So when the men and women of the 8th District start talking to me about some of the trials and tribulations that they're facing, I get it. I've been there and I've walked in their shoes. Right now I live in Lister, Minnesota. It's a southern portion of Chisago County. My wife and I married 16 years. We have 2 small children. They're 6 and they're 9 years old. They go to the public schools there, and for the last couple of years I've been retired from Northwest Airlines and the Navy, and I've been very involved in their schools. I have done everything from changing the sign on the front of the school with the different letters. As a president of the parent-teacher organization, we raised $52,000 for our kids, built them a brand new playground that they vitally needed, because the parents that actually, or parents of the children there now, had the same playground. So we got them a new playground. But I was involved with my children's school a lot, because I'd been gone so much with Northwest Airlines and also the military.